Move like them, move like them.
Funky.
Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a 3D moving image. The first thing you want to do is go onto picmonkey.com and start with custom design. So go and check the design section and you're going to enter any size canvas that you want. Now the really important part here is to check transparent canvas. It needs to be a transparent background. Now you can go into add your own My Computer and then you're going to select the image that you want to make. So it's going to appear on top of the transparent background. Make it as big as possible. And now you're going to go into the graphic eraser and you're going to start erasing the background. You're just going to keep the thing that you want in the foreground, so if it's a person or an object. And just take your time for this part. Just make sure to zoom in, really get in all the details, because the smoother it's going to get, the better the image is going to look. Once you're done with this part, you're going to export it. And now you're going to open the image again, but this time no transparent background. You're just going to open new and open the image. And now what we want to do is remove what's in the foreground. So we want to remove the person or the object. For that, I use the clone tool. This one is a bit tricky, and that's why I say do not get a very complicated background, because then it's going to take you so long. But yeah, basically all you have to do is clone and clone and clone until your person or object is completely gone. This can take a while, so take your time. So just make it as good as it can be and then export it. Now go into your Final Cut Pro and you're going to import everything that we just did. So the background, the person or the object. Now I'm going to make the image a bit bigger, because you always need space while you make the image move, because the image cannot move it if it doesn't have space. So try to change the scale and make it a bit bigger. Now I'm gonna make lines because I want this to be for my Instagram story. I posted a ton on my Instagram story, and I also asked my followers to send me photos, and I did a bunch of my followers. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure to follow me on Instagram, because I did a lot for my followers. I did a lot of 3D moving images, so make sure to follow me. Okay, so now that it's perfect for Instagram and we have room on the sides, as you can see, now we can work with that. For this step, you can skip, but I always love to add a bit of movement. So I go into my effects and I use the dazzle effect, which, as you can see in the background here, there is a lot of lights, and I thought I should play with the lights to make it even more alive. So I'm going to drag the effect dazzle onto the image. And I'm just going to play around with the knobs, the amount, the threshold, and the brightness. And then I'm going to be left with some flickering lights in the background. Now make sure the background is the first image, then make sure that on top is the person, and then on top is the blackboard. Now I'm going to make sure everything is in scale, and I'm going to add some particles, because this gives a bit of movement. It's always good to have a bit of movement already in the photo. So I found a green screen of white snow-like particles. So I'm going to drag that on top, so then the particles can move as the photo is moving, and it's going to give this even bigger 3D effect. If you're not familiar with green screen, you have to add on top the keyer effect to remove the green part of the green screen. So now we already have movements at the back. We have the lights flickering, we have the particles moving. So now what we want to do is import the petals, the flower petals that we got on Google Images. And what I do is I put one on top and one in the background. So look at where I put the photos. I put one on top of the person and one underneath the person. I'm also going to change the color because I think yellow would look better for that photo in particular. So now for this part, it's going to be tricky. So this is when we're going to make the image move. So here's what is going to happen. So if you want, for example, the background to move from the left to the right, then you have to have the person move from the right to the left and vice versa. So what you want to do is click on the background first. And once you have clicked on the background, you have to click at the beginning of the image. Then you're going to have to use a keyframe. So you're going to go into your right and you're going to see this is a keyframe. So what you have to do is click on it. And then you're going to drag the photo where you wanted it to end and stop at the last part of the image. Then you're going to click on the keyframe again, and then you're going to move the image. And this is what's going to happen. It's going to move. And that is what is going to make the image move. So first, go into the first frame of the photo, then click on the keyframe, then drag into the last image, last frame of the photo, click again on the keyframe, move the photo, and then click done. Now to add even more movement, I'm going to add some lights, overlays, or light leaks if you want. And that is going to just tie the entire image together, because sometimes it doesn't look like the photo is really held together. So I like to add some effects on top, like lights or basically any effects that you want, and just tie everything together. And then once you have added all the keyframe, this is what's going to happen.
3, funky.
My darling, I love you, I love you.